What is the best response to "it's just a joke"? Bro. Though it's clearly not a joke, just a straight-up insult or stupid opinion. Okay, potential weapons in their surroundings to take them out. If you often find yourself among the types OP's describing, I would keep a solid insult in the chamber for every asshole you come across. Eventually these types realize they get stung more often than they sting you, and go just start bothering someone else. So my answer is that the best one is usually personal for everyone. I don't know, but this is how I dealt with such a person. There was this guy who always says the most offensive thing and then says he was just joking. So one day I got pissed and joked about him. You could tell I wasn't joking either, and he got offended. So I instantly shot back, "Oh wait, are you the kind of person who always jokes about others but the moment someone jokes about you, you get offended?" He started apologizing to me. Sometimes you need to use the no reverse card on assholes. Redditors are the worst people to ask this to because they'll see sarcasm as real opinions if it doesn't have cringe goofy shit at the end. Statement that very clearly isn't my real opinion, only for them to feel like they won the argument after I tell them they wasted 20 minutes of their life writing their response to a satire comment. This guy is a lawyer, and the best that I have ever found for mature responses. His 3 responses. Point 1, then be funnier. An insult coupled with saying it's a joke doesn't make it funny. Point 2, I'm surprised by that. When they ask why I'm surprised you thought it would be funny to say something like that. 3, it didn't sound like a joke. Then silence. You stare at them in the eyes and say next time, "I'm going to kill you." The catch is, you have to mean it. You need to take a moment to tap into that cold hatred that we all have inside and let your words be filled with it. It works. People don't usually receive real death threats, so they generally just foo. Also, if they do it again, you have to kill them. This is the best response story I've read recently. In Chinese, small Japan is derogatory term for Japan. A Japanese person visited China and told small Japan by Chinese. When confronted, a Chinese said it's just a joke. So Japanese reply, "Oh, I see. Small China." The Chinese were so furious. Just call them out. "No, it wasn't. You're just saying that to insert reason here. Save face. Seem blaze. Avoid argument consequences, etc." Don't expect them to capitulate. You'll likely get another dismissive reply, but internally they'll blush from being called out, because they know it's true. I found that absolute silence and a flat stare provide a satisfying amount of punishing awkwardness during all types of conflict. I'm not very clever, so I just look like an idiot if I'm forced into verbal sparring. I've taken the old half of seeming clever is knowing when to shut up, saying to heart, "Nobody here actually likes you. We only just tolerate you because we're too polite to tell you how irritating you really are. Your absence is a blessing to us. And I speak for everyone when I say that we'd all be better off if you just left. Lol JK, just messing with you, man." I usually just stare and ask for an explanation. You just gotta be convincing and acting confused. They'll just look at you and try to explain the joke without saying the offensive part out loud. Just keep acting like you don't get it until they get uncomfortable. The Twitter killer men. It's just a joke. Nobody laughed when they said it. Nobody laughed when they heard it. Calls for genocide aren't jokes. If you're with the people calling for a genocide, you are not the good guys. Seems pretty self-evident. Man, what's up with Reddit? If I see someone being an asshole, either I ignore them or insult them. What is this? What is your quirky and witty response crap? In a real situation, you'll just pick the first insult that comes to your mind. You just got to affirm that they think that about you and either move forward with the friendship or dissolve it depending on the severity of what they said. You can also reflect on what they said and maybe it is a legitimate criticism. Dwight Yoakam's character throughout the movie Sling Blade, he'd say the most awful, insulting things to others and then add an "I'm just kidding" afterward, and then continue on like nothing happened. Mildly infuriating. Send them an official-looking letter from a fake doctor's office telling them that their last test result indicated some awful terminal disease. Then, when they lose their shit, tell them, "See, your jokes aren't funny." Then they're being a coward by hiding behind it's just a joke. Same thing when people say something offensive and then say I'm just saying it's a cop-out for not having to own up to what they said. Your parents would go back in time and never meet if it meant never having you. It's just a joke, bro. No woman or child feels safe around you. Nah, that's just a joke to bro. See, I can do it too. I understand the concept of humor, but what you said felt more like a straightforward insult or an opinion I find hard to agree with. Let's keep the conversation respectful and constructive. Call them on it point blank. No, it's not a joke, it's not funny. You just don't have the nerve to look me in the eye and stand behind what you said. Hold that stare until they leave. In many cases, not really worth the time and effort. Extra OB. Sometimes it's like playing chess with a pigeon. Even if you win, the bird will throw the board over and crap on the table. I find someone online calling me bro, or bruh to be insulting. You say this to friends. You don't say it to complete strangers. Same thing goes for calling me my friend. Reply well. You're the joke in this situation. It's cruel and childish on your part, and if it happened at work or school, there are places to file a complaint. Had a guy always try to do this with me at an old job. One day I had enough and just smacked the hell out of him. He surprisingly stopped after that. Go figure. It's probably a joke and you're just being sensitive. But if it really bothers you, ask to elaborate or have them explain the punchline if it doesn't register. Ha then. You know. Like pronounce each ha with a straight face. Like you are reading it without emotions. Not like you're actually fake laughing. I default to stupid. PPL think I'm stupid by looking at me. So it's easy to do, especially if wicked something bad. Make them say it. Make them own that. I simply do not understand your mere mortal sense of humor. Would you be so kind as to explain thyself? And I joke while expanding thy thesaurus. Say okay, but keep a distance from then on. Don't think it makes sense to communicate with anyone who makes you feel uncomfortable or even insults you. I don't see anyone laughing. I don't get it. Could you explain it to me? No, it's not. Cut it out. I'm not buying that. Try something else. It's always that people do mean what they said. I just see that the reaction is not as expected, and then hit full brakes. Just a joke. My go-to is, if you're saying the exact same shit bullies say when literally abusing other people, then why is it funny when you say it? It's defiantly not to go to the mods and complain how butthurt you are over internet words and keyboard warriors. As just joking. This has been posted at least 20 times before. What is the best response to it? 27's just a joke. Call them out. Tell them directly what they are doing. It's called shredding as douchebag. It's only a joke when you get caught. My fist in your mouth will be a joke too if you ever tell me something like this again. Don't try me unless you want me to tell you a joke. Anytime you think a person is being mean and not even trying to cover it, just act like them and give them what they truly deserve. It's just a joke is like no offense. People think it's some magical get out of jail free card for being a dipshit. It's not. Just laugh like an insane and call everybody and dare him to repeat that insanely funny joke looking him direct to the eyes. Probably a little toxic that I usually copy the same behavior, but magnify it about a 1000% back at them. You don't say bro to your mom. I could have been your mom as I'm a much older woman, so neither do you say that to me. Just tell them off using some of their sarcastic humor. Get even and smile at him, then walk off into the distance. I mean, in general, ignoring it and moving on with your life is the best option. But no one ever does this, right? This response acknowledges the claim that it's a joke but sets a boundary about maintaining a respectful dialogue. I think most people do this on Reddit. Mostly when I message. I try to make people laugh but sometimes backfires. Say you're a fucking disgusting excuse for a human being. When they get upset, say it's just a joke. Bro, I largely just walk away from people like that because they never want to learn and just dig themselves deeper. Just say you're like your mom, and if they get offended, say it's just a joke, bro. Tried and tested method D. Clearly you get your shitty sense of humor from your horrible mom. She took 9 months to make a joke. Chap straight their face. It's just a joke. Bro, edit alternatively. There's the punchline. Smirk and say yeah, you are. Or simply say inappropriate. And if they double down, yeah, you are. Straight out tell them something about themselves they won't like. It's just a joke. I for an eye. It's a shitty joke. So either you're a shitty joke teller or a shitty liar. Which do you prefer? Find any way to commit a hate crime on him. Then answer with the exact same thing when he gets mad. No, it's not a joke. It's you trying to run some passive-aggressive bullshit through a blender. Sorry. What was the joke again? I don't get it, and let them repeat themselves a few more times. Growing up, I would respond with a punch. They always eventually stop cracking jokes on me. Apparently your idea of a joke is to blatantly insult people then back out of it like a cad. How's this for a fucking joker? As you shove the barrel of a loaded gun in their mouth. The best response to this is, and that's funny how? Not with anger, just utter puzzlement. I laugh like I've heard the funniest joke ever. Then with a deadpan face say very funny. Start to laugh. And overdo it. With a joker-like grin and wide eyes, that just stop, says it, and look away shaking your head. After that, just ignore that person. Fire off an insult that hits harder than the Schwerer Gustav, and say the same thing. It's just a joke. So are you. Be sure to give a friendly smile for the delivery. Clear the deck with quiet purpose. No one needs that kind of abuse. Shalom. Biden. The guy that got shot for taking someone else's groceries was also a fucking joke. Remind them there's a difference between being a joker and being a laughing stock. I am funny how? I mean, funny like I'm a clown. I amuse you. I make you laugh. I usually say something to the effect of that it didn't feel or seem like a joke.